Jacob from Wager Me This here. This is going to be Lay the Points, episode number 5. Today we won't have as many technical difficulties. I'm at a better internet source, so that's going to help. Yesterday we got hooked on here. The total score got to 200. It didn't get over 200 and a half. And I want to talk about this game because this was the argument that a lot of non-Embiid MVP voters had. A lot of people didn't want MVP to go to Embiid was because of this type of game. Embiid disappears. He disappears in instances like this. I actually thought he wouldn't in this one. I thought he would bring it, but he did not. And in the press conference afterward, Embiid, he says these words or something very close to this. He said, "Me and James can't do it all ourselves." So before you guys dive into this, I'm going to give you their stat line. James Harden and Joel Embiid's stat line. Embiid went 5 for 18, 0 for 4 from 3. He had 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and 19 points. Harden had 3 for 11, 1 for 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 9 points. Embiid cannot say the words that the other people need to step up. He was garbage yesterday. He was absolute trash. He didn't try. 19 points should be his bottom, should be his minimum. Maybe that's what he did yesterday, was the absolute minimum. He doesn't try hard at all to rebound. He's 7 foot tall. He is the most useless gift of size I think I've ever seen. Like, this guy is so massive, so talented, and it's useless. He has no clutch gene in him. He has no toughness. And I blame this on Doc Rivers, too, because Doc Rivers has no toughness. He has no toughness, and that's why he keeps getting fired from places and having to go somewhere else. All of his teams almost get there. You know, he did obviously have the one Celtics team, but that's because that Celtics team had inherent toughness. They had toughness built into the team. Everywhere else he's been, it's been shoddy. And with Harden and Embiid, first of all, they only took 29 shots between them. 29 shots between your two stars. Embiid should have had 30 shots on his own. Harden probably should have had 20 shots on his own. But they were so lackadaisical and so soft that a Jason Tatum can go for 50 on him, 50 plus on him. And now he shot lights out, no doubt about it. But it wasn't like they were stopping him. They weren't even, in the NBA playoffs, all the greatest players, when a guy is doing that to him, they foul him. They make him stop. You couldn't do that to Jordan or Kobe. You can't even do that to LeBron. LeBron will foul you to the ground. So guys like Embiid and Harden are the epitome of weakness in the NBA, of the shiny NBA. And that's why they don't win. And that is why they don't win. That's why guys like the Joker and stuff, that's why they win. Because they are grimy. They will mix it up. They will get mad at the other team. There's no killer instinct in those two players. And I'm not even talking about from the bet that we lost, because any other bucket could have went in, any free throw or whatever, to win that bet. I'm talking about the way these guys got their asses handed to them in this game. It's just a sad thing. If you're a Philadelphia fan, if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, or if you're an ex-Philadelphia 76ers player, these guys disrespected the organization yesterday. That was an absolute disrespect to the guys that have come before them. There's been some amazing players before them. So it was just disgusting. And that they gave that guy the MVP, that they gave Embiid the MVP, is even more disgusting now because of that performance and multiple other performances like it. But that one in a Game 7 with everything on the line versus a team that isn't better than you. The Boston Celtics on any given day are not necessarily better than the 76ers. But Harden and Embiid have to want to play basketball. And you can't say that, you can't go on your press conference and say you didn't have any help When Maxey scored 17 points, he only had 19. Maxey was a much better player than you on the day. Maxey's a better player than Embiid, in my opinion, anyway, because Embiid thinks he's a guard. He stands out by the three-point line all the time. Go down on the block, you big pussy. Anyway, sorry about that. I can't stand that when guys shrink in the moment. They just absolutely shrink down into these little cowardly forms of themselves. And James Harden has been known to do this. It's not unusual for him. Embiid's been in the league a lot longer than people think. It's like his 8th year or something. All right? He's progressively got better and more effective. But I think Embiid thinks he's only an offensive player anymore. Now, I know he gets 5 blocks a game or whatever, but I think those are just kind of built into the way basketball's played. It's not like he's going out and getting them. He's not like running out to the free throw line and swatting some guy's stuff into the stands or closing out on a three. These are just at the rim. He just happens to be down there, and some guard, throws up a circus shot, gets blocked 5 times a game. I'm disgusted, and I'm not a Sixers fan, so to speak, but I did want to see the Sixers get to the finals to play against Joker. Because I personally think that the Nuggets are the best team still playing in basketball. They're the most consistent for sure. And I wanted to see that matchup. Now we're not going to get it. We're probably going to get, I don't know. Miami and the Celtics is going to be a brawl. It's going to be brutal. But I think the Celtics have more talent than Miami as far as like on-court scoring talent. So I actually think the Celtics will come out of that one. Plus, you got to beat them in Boston. I think the Celtics will win, even though they're just always grimy. So, but the Lakers and Nuggets, I'm a Nuggets guy, but I just think that the guard play for the Lakers is worse than the guard play for the Nuggets. And I like, Austin Reeves is from 3 farms away from where I live, so I'm a big Austin Reeves guy as well, but I just think they're overmatched here with Murray and KCP, and they got to contend with a 6'10" guard essentially in Michael Porter Jr. So I just don't think that the guard play matches up very well in this one. Doesn't mean that LeBron won't get it done because it's still LeBron. He can do things, but they're contending with Joker, Murray. It's going to be a good one. I think the Nuggets win in 6. But that's my personal opinion on that one. But I'm just disgusted for 76ers fans everywhere. It's sad. It's sad when your guys, when your stars just do that. And it's not even laying an egg. It's not even like they just had a bad day. Like he got up 25 shots, but he just had a bad day. No, it was garbage. Embiid gave no effort in that game, and Harden did the same thing he always does in big situations, is he shrinks. In big games, he shrinks. He's trying to be more of a distributor. He did have 7 assists, but, you should have 14 if you're that guy in that game. You should have 14 assists. That's what the best players do. When Jokic needed it, Jokic is putting up triple-doubles. LeBron, he's in games that they needed, he's going 20-20. These guys, you saw Tatum yesterday. When it was time to put up or shut up, and I'll give Tatum all the credit in the world, Tatum brought it. And he said, you know what? If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us with me scoring 50. And he did. He brought it. Everything he shot was going in. He was in the paint. He was shooting threes. He was drawing fouls. He brought it. And you saw the Celtics rose up around him. They rolled that hot hand, and they let him just dominate. And the 76ers couldn't do a thing about it because their stars were cowards. And I don't care. If I would have been in that huddle, and I'm PJ Tucker in that huddle, I have a lot of respect for PJ Tucker because he's grinded his way out in the NBA, with defense, and he's a tough guy. I would have been in Embiid's face. Embiid would have been so mad at me, he would have been trying to punch me. I'd have had him so mad that he would have been trying to whoop me because Embiid and Harden are the reasons they lost that game. They are the reasons they got dominated. Let's not forget, Boston only scored like 110 points. It wasn't like they just went crazy. You know what I mean? So, again, it's so sad for 76ers fans. But let's get to today's play. We're going to go to a fun one. It's going to be interesting. Probably the best game of the day. Maybe, I mean, there's some contenders, but we got the Angels traveling to Baltimore. Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Shohei. All right, we got Baltimore. Baltimore's high, guys. Baltimore's a good baseball team. If you have not been paying attention to the Baltimore Orioles, they are a good baseball team. They can hit. Their pitching's a little suspect, but they can really hit, and they keep themselves in games. They score a lot of runs. They're fun to watch. They're a younger team, a lot of young stars on there, and they're competing. They're a really, really tough team, especially at home. All right, so I'm going to go into this, all right? Guys, Shohei, absolute monster, strikeout machine, all right? But in the last 3 games, even though his strikeouts aren't down, he's given up 5 runs, 4 runs, and 3 runs, which is unusual for Ohtani. He doesn't give up a lot of runs. All right, so remember that. In his last 3 games, he's been off a little bit. 5, 4, and 3 runs in those 3 games. The Angels, as a team, are only 8-18 as the favorite. And today they're a road favorite, and they're only 8-18. Baltimore at home, straight up, is 13-6. 13-6 at home straight up, and 12-5 as the underdog. So if you wanted to jump on the plus 1.5 with Baltimore today, it's at 150 juice, but you're getting that run and a half. So it's almost like an even money bet. That's a really good bet, that Baltimore plus 1.5 via the trends, via how Shohei's been playing, via how Baltimore's been playing. All right? Both of these teams can hit the ball. Obviously, they can hit the ball. You know, Shohei, Mike Trout, even guys like Ward and stuff on their team can really hit the ball. No Rondon, however you say his name, Rodon today for the Angels, the other hitter. But, you know, they got other guys there that can get it done. Baltimore's full of them. They got, you know, Rauschman and Mullins and Mountcastle. They're just full of hitters. It's going to be a good game. But what I noticed in this, when I was checking out all of the different bets involved in this, is that the total's only sitting at 8. And you can get Baltimore over 3.5 runs for minus 120. It was minus 110 when it started. It's up to minus 120 now. I bet it at minus 110, but since it's at minus 120 is what I'm going to talk about. All right, so Baltimore over 3.5 runs. Guys, their season average is 4.9 or whatever it is. I looked it up earlier. I can't remember the exact numbers. But it's like 5 runs season average. So you're getting a big boost here, especially with Shohei struggling recently, giving up 5, 4, and 3 runs. If you can get anything close to that, if you can get Shohei to give up 2, you're in really good shape, because the bullpens across the Major League Baseball this year have been garbage. They give up big leads, multiple 4 and 5 run leads daily. All right. We just saw it with Tampa Bay the other day. They're up 6-0. Bullpen comes flying in. The Yankees end up beating them. Right? I mean, so again, everything here really says play Baltimore stuff. But I'm not telling you that Shohei ain't going to have a good day. He probably will. He can still strike out 9 batters and give up 3 runs, because he is a workhorse. He can go 100 pitches, 110 pitches. The problem with his strikeouts are at minus 145. I believe for over 6.5 strikeouts is minus 145. So it's just too juiced up, especially if he gets shelled early and they pull him. You know, just a lot of other things can happen there. That's just too juiced up, even though it's only 7, which is below his average. He's more around the 8 strikeout average. So, again, where I'm at today is I really like this Baltimore team total over 3.5. I like the game total over 8 as well, because I'm drawing a blank on his name, but anyways, the pitcher for Baltimore today, he's okay. He's okay, but once they get into Baltimore's bullpen, the Angels will hit him. So even though I do like Baltimore at home based on the trends on the money line and on the plus 1.5, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Angels get this game just based on the bullpens, that the Angels could come through at the end there at the bullpen. But I do think that Baltimore will score at least 4 runs in this game. So that's where I'm at today. Guys, Baltimore team total over 3.5. Rodriguez, that's his name. That's right. He's like 2-0. He has He has kind of a bad ERA, like a 4 ERA or something. But he's okay. He's an okay pitcher. He's not a great pitcher. He's not a terrible pitcher. He's a solid starter. But I like that Baltimore team total over 3.5, minus 120. Again, that's a little juicy, but 4 runs, even if Shohei gives up 0 runs and leaves in the 7th, Baltimore still has the bats to get you there. So overall, I don't think Shohei will shut him down. I think Baltimore's bats are too good. And Shohei's been having a little bit of trouble with the walks. He has 20 walks to go with his bazillion strikeouts. But he has 20 walks, so he does put some guys on base. And, that's a recipe to get runs scored on you if you put some guys on the base. It turns a home run from 1 run to 2. You put a guy on base, the next guy smacks a home run. So, the walks are a problem across Major League Baseball. The walks are a really bad problem. The bullpens were walking people like crazy. It's killed me in multiple bets this year. Multiple bets is that walks have just destroyed me. But anyways, so again, I'm not against the Angels, so to speak. I just think that the Baltimore team total at 3.5 is too low. And that's why I'm betting that. Everything in this game tells me that Baltimore is going to win this game. Everything, even with Shohei on the mound, everything about this game says Baltimore is going to win. The trends say it. Shohei is trending in that way, that he's going to give up some runs. And Baltimore is a good baseball team, and they're good at home. All right? The Angels had to travel. Baltimore's sitting at home. I like this play. This is a good play to me. I have this bet a lot of ways. I have Baltimore, obviously, on the money line because it's a little bit of plus money. Home teams that are good at home getting plus money. I like playing those guys, even against these aces. The aces haven't been great this year, guys. There's been a few aces that have been really good, but guys like Scherzer and even Verlander's couple starts haven't been great. Now Strider's been really good. Ohtani's been pretty good. Ryan in Minnesota's been pretty good, but a lot of them haven't been great. Garrett Cole's had a pretty good season, but a whole bunch of the other ones, Alcantara, not great. He hasn't been great this year, So it's there. It's there for the taking. I think 3.5 is too low, and that's where I'm going here. I just don't think that the Angels can hold Baltimore under 4 runs. That's what it mostly is, even if it takes the bullpen. So that's where I'm at today, guys. Baltimore team total over 3.5, minus 120 juice as of this moment. The point that it's went from 110 to 120, and I know it was 110 because I bet it at 110 this morning. It's went to 120, tells me that other people are also seeing this, that's too low. So again, I'm going to recap the Angels away record: 8-18 as the favorite, 8-18 as the road favorite. No, that's just as the favorite overall. Anytime they've been favored, they're 8-18. It's not great. And then Baltimore straight up is 13-6 at home, and 12-5 as the underdog. So if you wanted to jump on that 1.5 run, you're going to give up the 150, but you're getting that 1.5, which is a nice little boost. Anyway, that's what I got today for you guys. Any questions for me? Do we want to go over any handicapping strategies, anything like that? Talk craps? I don't have anything really pressing as far as talking about. The NFL schedules has come out now. A lot of weirdness in the NFL. They're starting to put too many games overseas, in my opinion. They're too many quality games too. Just interesting games. Games that have weird angles to them. You can't put them overseas, but they are. So I don't really know. I don't like it. I don't like the games going, that many of them going overseas. I get putting some of them over there, building a global market there, but man, the return of Tyreek Hill to Kansas City got moved to Germany. Come on, man, that's supposed to be in KC. I wanted to see that there. But anyways, hey, question. Let's do me a question to you guys if you're listening, and if you actually want to comment. Do you guys think that the wrong player in the NBA got the MVP. Do you think it could be Giannis? It could have been Joker. The three finalists were Giannis, Joker, and Embiid. Embiid led the league in scoring, but he also missed a ton of games. His team was fourth in their conference. Just a lot of things Embiid got that I don't feel like were deserved. And now Giannis gets booted in the first round by playoff Jimmy. And then Embiid has an absolute meltdown game 7. And here's Joker just standing tall over here in the Western Conference Finals. Never even faced elimination. You know, it's just come on, man. At some point, it's okay to just say Joker's that good. I'm not a fan of how MVP gets voted on basically in every sport. Basically in every sport. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah. Some future stuff for baseball. You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to throw a Cy Young bet on, you know, Strider. He's probably right there. Ohtani right there. Cy Young type bets. You know, that's American National League. But there's just some, you know, Garrett Cole, but I feel like Garrett Cole will fade as they play more and more against the Baltimores and against, you know, I don't know. I like Strider. I think McClanahan has had a really good season down in Tampa. But I don't know. I feel like Strider, with the way he is leading in Ks, and he's just absolutely just mowing people down, Strider's probably the pick for the AL Cy Young, and you could probably get it right now at a reasonable price. So it's not a terrible, if you're a future bet guy, it's probably not a terrible future bet. But anyways, as far as the NFL, any of that's coming, XFL's over, but we have USFL. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the USFL. It's a little different. It seems to be, the USFL seems more, it seems more like semi-pro NFL to me than the XFL. The XFL and the different rules and the kickoff rules, I felt like jacked the scores up. So even though the USFL scores are sometimes very high, I don't know, it's just another semi-pro league. Kind of fun to watch. I've bet on a few of the games, not a lot. Stanley Cup, hockey there too. I actually got a winner, 2 winners last night in the hockey. Not the best hockey better ever. Not that my stats actually say I'm good at it, but I don't feel like I am. But anyways, any questions for Jacob? Otherwise, I'm going to go make a craps video because I'm at my craps table at my Tomahawk Chop where my craps table is. So, any questions for me? Okay, then. You guys have a great day. Remember, the bet today, what I'm putting my money behind is Baltimore team total over 3.5 runs. Little juicy at -120. But anyways, you guys have a great day. This is Jacob from Win Me This.